Good morning, all. My name is Chuck Mackey, and this morning I'll be speaking to you briefly on the topic of lifelines. In 2023, September 11th to be exact, I received a very disturbing phone call from one of my best friends. She and I had worked together on a radio talk show for several months, and she was just distraught. I'm talking about inconsolable. You would think from the sound of the phone call that she actually lost her firstborn child. And sadly, she did. You see, the young man had suffered with trauma from his youth. He turned to some friends who led him to drugs and alcohol, and he became addicted. This young man was in a position that led him into depression, the dark, most despairing night of the soul. His mama, in the last ditch to save him, threw him a lifeline, led him to some people who she knew actually had the ability, the skills, the expertise to lead this young man from a place of darkness, from a place of depression, from a place of drug addiction to a place of sobriety and recovery. However, those persons did not become a life ring to him. They did not become a life raft to him. What they actually did was they exploited his situation, laughed at him, and mishandled him terribly. This, of course, led him into a darker place of depression, into a place where he wanted to commit suicide. He began to feel like he was an infection in his family and wanted to extract himself from the situation. So, 1 o'clock in the morning, with cocaine in his system, 3 minutes actually from his home, this young man got into an accident. The car flipped 3 times, exploded, and he was burned beyond recognition. According to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, or SAMHSA, daily in America, there's between 130 to 307 deaths due to opioid-related substances. And last year alone, they recorded 112,000 deaths related to opioid addiction. The ages of these the highest age range from 35 to 45. Last year, according to alcohol-related deaths, was at 95,000. 95,000. Altogether, we got about 207,000 deaths and purposes and destinies aborted, cut short. Now, we look at these numbers, and it's easy for us to become distraught. It's easy for us to become overwhelmed and feel like, well, I'm one person. What can I do? If the government can't fix it, if the health system can't fix it, if the police can't fix it, if the religious community can't fix it, then how do I make a difference in this? And so we've been thinking about this situation as the sinking of the Titanic, where there's too many souls in the water drowning, and there is not enough life raft, not enough life rings, not enough life vests. And so we become distraught. However, like Dr. Billy Wilson says in his new book, the book on the power of one, he says in his book, one action, one life can set in motion a change that we can never even imagine, never even realize. And so I'll tell you, I'll explain that for you. In 2011, I was going through a period of 10 years of total alcohol and drug addiction, where I, like the young man, came to a place in my own life where I felt like I was an infection in my family, and I wanted to get rid of myself. I learned in that period that most suicides don't want to be a pain to their family, but they rather want to heal the family so that they can extract themselves so the family can continue with their good lives. And so I turned to a friend of mine, just a call to say goodbye, basically. But this guy threw me a lifeline. He swooped in, came, surrounded me like a life ring, pulled me from that place of darkness and depression, and brought a whole entourage of others who surrounded me to the point where they gave me so much compassion, so much non-judgment, so much love that I never even reached back for my poison. And so from that day to now, I have not touched drugs or alcohol since. Not only was that the case, I also began to go, I went back to school, got my doctor's degree, my bachelor's degree, got my master's degree, and here I am now about to step into my second year as a doctoral candidate. You see, something about life rings you must understand. Life rings, they are always ready to go, on the ready. But they must leave the place of safety to go where people are drowning. Life rings surround people. They give people something to hold on to, give people a second hope, give people the opportunity to breathe again. And life rings pull them into safety. According again to the SAMHSA and to a study done in 2022 for a survey on the health facilities in America, drug facilities in America, they said that there is 16,066 drug service facilities throughout America. More than enough opportunities for us to get involved in this situation. And so how do you get involved? What do you do? First of all, you could begin by learning the symptoms of someone going into drug overdose. The shallow breathing, the low blood pressure, the constricted eye pupils. Also, you can purchase yourself some Narcan to keep on hand just in case you find someone going into this drug overdose. One thing I didn't mention to you is that, well, besides that, you can buy Narcan. You can also learn the symptoms. You can also become a volunteer on the phone, answer phone calls and so forth for a facility. There's also an opportunity to work for these such facilities and so forth to help people to recover from drug and alcohol addiction. The question is today, who are you supposed to be a lifeline for? Who is in your facility? Who are you able to save? My friends, something I did not say, that just yesterday alone, because someone threw me a lifeline, I just published my first book, another lifeline thrown into the water to save someone else's life. The truth of the matter is, you're not able to save them all, but you can save one or two. And so, being our brothers and our sisters' keepers, I ask you today, I challenge you today, please find a way to be someone's life raft, someone's life ring, someone's savior today. Thank you very much.